On today's show, I have Swigga Geovanni, who's going to talk about his new single, Daddy Me Love You, and hopefully a lot of other good things about what's going on the East Coast rap scene. Swigga is a rap artist, a songwriter, a fashion designer, and a whole lot of other creative things. Kind of a renaissance man for today. So welcome to the show, Swigga.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be here, man. But I don't want to classify myself as like a rapper because I know I write all types of genres. You know, DMLY, I don't even consider that rap. You know what I'm saying, Kelly? Like, I mean, you know, you heard it, so it's a crossover vibe. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, you definitely, are a singer and, talented musician. How would you describe it for people? Like, do you want to be known primarily as a singer first?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not a good singer, you know what I mean? I think the level would be songwriter, maybe rapper then singer, or singer then rapper. You know what I mean? Like, I write music mainly, man, but it's time I start showcasing my craft, you know what I mean? And that's why I asked to be on your show, because I know you have a lot of, artists that come on your show, and I would definitely, love that proper direction.
Well, Daddy Me Love You has a really strong hook. It's very catchy. So it seems like you really write catchy hooks in your music.
Yeah, you caught me 100%. That's my main thing, like hooks. Like in Brooklyn, I started selling hooks for $100, choruses, $100 for people, and that's all I was really doing at a point, was just like selling hooks.
Wow. Well, are you still living in Brooklyn?
Oh no, it's funny. Like I actually live in Hollywood right now. I just left everything in Brooklyn. I told my girl, like, yo, babe, I'm going to Hollywood, man. Like, I need to start following my dreams. I'm tired of putting everybody else's needs and obligations before mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody looked at me like I'm failing, but I'm only failing because I'm failing at what you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me do me for a little while, And I just dropped everything and just came to Hollywood, bro. I live on Hollywood and Western.
Well, that's an exciting time in your life. You're kind of living the dream. A lot of people are never that daring. They never dare to actually follow that dream. So what do you think, you pushed you to the edge, and said, today I'm going to Hollywood. What was like the turning point for you?
Oh, man, that's a real good question. I mean, it's a lot of things. I mean, I was in a house with my girl, and, you know what I'm saying, we're getting this new apartment, and I think the stress of the apartment, plus, like, my day job, I'm a real estate broker. You know what I'm saying? I work for my dad, and I've been working for my dad my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So, apart from that stress, it was the stress of me always, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really, I mean, I never did nothing wrong, but he always wanted me to be, like better than average, and that shit was kind of, like, painful, but I think that's what pushed me to come here, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's pretty cool that you're in Hollywood because you just dove right for where the action is. What I'm wondering is, coming from the East Coast to West Coast, what are some of the opportunities you're already getting out there that you didn't have on the East Coast? Oh,
my God. The first opportunity that I got that I couldn't get, and it's not because it's the East Coast, it's because of the lifestyle, it's time. Like, this is the first time I've ever had, like, time for myself, and you know what I mean? But if it's East Coast versus West Coast, I've actually I've built my own studio here. I couldn't do that in New York. I've met verified recording artists that I've done songs with already. I've collaborated with about 7 artists already. You know what I mean? And there's no way I could have done that on the East Coast with my day job and my girlfriend. It's impossible.
Sure. Well, one thing I saw on your website, there's something called Mama, I Made It, which is sounds like a live concert or a show you put together with other artists. Am I getting close there?
Yeah. The Mama I Made It tour was September 3rd in New York City. The rainstorm during the Labor Day kind of messed up messed up the show, so we had to postpone it. But yeah, I put together a whole show. I gathered artists from all over the nation. You know what I mean? I heard their music. I need to collab with new artists. And one thing I do know is if I want to make it to the top, I have to, aid someone else and get into the top as well.
So out in Hollywood, is that something you want to keep going, is organizing concerts for other artists?
No. That's just something I love. Like, in Hollywood, all I'm doing mainly is just writing music. You know what I mean? Hollywood is just mainly for me to become, not to become, but just to showcase my stardom.
So would part of your dream be to get your songs into the hands of other artists that you would like to perform those?
Yes, sir. That's exactly my dream. Yeah.
Now, how do you do that? I mean, it's pretty, cool that you went to the source. You're going where the people are, the record companies. Like in 2019, going into 2020 now, how does that work? How important is it for you to get face-to-face with these other artists?
Well, it's not important to get face-to-face, but it's important to enter that network. So once I enter that network, I'll be able to, showcase my work. You know what I mean? And, one way of getting into that network is actually being outside. You have to find out what events are going on, find out the important people. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists never wive themselves to death. And that's why they'll never, showcase their stardom as well. You know what I mean? You got to ask questions. You got to know what's in the know, and you can't know anything without asking something. You know what I mean?
Well, with some of the songs you currently have, who are one or two current singers that you would love to record your songs?
Beyonce and Rihanna.
Yeah. Well, you picked two biggies there, so you're aiming high. I like that.
Yeah. Those are my only top, I want Beyonce and Rihanna, man. Maybe Taylor Swift. Man. You know what I mean? But, yeah.
And so how would these songs that you'd like Beyonce or Rihanna to do, are they, out-and-out pop? Do you mix genres? What style of songs do you have?
All of my music are mixed genres. It's hard for somebody to ask me what type of music I make. I kind of classify my music as just medicine music, Everybody thinks they have music that will heal, but nobody never designates that title to their music,
Well, one interesting thing on your bio is, they also list yourself as fashion designer, which is cool because nowadays it seems like most singers have a hand in other businesses, and especially fashion. Like Beyonce, you connect with fashion, Rihanna. So do you see yourself as this guy that wants a hand in a little bit of everything?
I do, but coming to Hollywood, I've learned how to focus, and that's one of the things that we have to do too as artists, because we're very widespread. And my main focus right now is just writing music. These are talents that I have. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing for me to design a pair of jeans for you. You know what I mean? I could do that in less than 24 hours. It's just stuff that I love to do. I've worked at Mariano Rivera's restaurant in New York City, Ciro's, on 48th and 2nd Avenue, man. You dig? I was the sous chef there, bro. And it's because I just love to do it. I love to do a lot of things, but music is my first love. My orders of operation is music, weed, family. Damn, I had another one. I don't know. Those are my top three.
So you are really focused. Music, number one.
Music is number one, number zero, priority, before anything.
So do you write songs every day?
Every day I write about 5-6 songs a day. Before this interview, I was writing this other song called Sonriente. That's Spanish for smiling. I don't know when I'm gonna drop that song, but that's a beautiful song. You know what I'm saying?
And then for every song do you record a demo for it?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, ever since I built the studio in my house, I've been having demos for all my songs. I'm gonna put them all on SoundCloud too. You know what I mean? Because some of them are covers, but all of my original music is gonna be streaming everywhere on every platform. But all of my covers and remixes are gonna be on my SoundCloud.
What's the best feedback you've ever heard on your demos?
The best feedback, like everybody, I've always gotten the same feedback, like yo, you're ready. I don't know. I've been hearing that I'm ready to go since 8 years old, man. I'll be honest, man. Yeah. It's just
so
what the only reason why I haven't been where I have to be is because of being focused, and I wish they would have taught that. I wish that was a major in college. I would have majored in that.
Do you think at times in your career you've been distracted by other things?
100%.
And how do you overcome that? Because so many creative people, they have so much talent in different areas. How do you take like an area saying, you know what, I can do that too, but for the greater good, I'm going to...
Isolation. Yeah. If you're an artist and you want to make it to the top, you have to isolate yourself, because nobody really wants you to be above them, but nobody will ever say that. So you're not going to get your whole 100% that you need. You have to isolate yourself and be around people you don't know. Anyway.
When you're in Hollywood, there's so many fun things to do. There must be a strong lure to say, I want to go out, I want to mix with people, I want to go to the clubs, hear what's happening. How do you balance that and say, you know what, I've got to focus, I've got to market my work, I've got to stay home and write? You know, is it tempting in Hollywood now to...
No, it's not tempting at all, man. I just replay all my failures. That's real easy. I replay all of them, just so I don't, mess up again.
Well, when you're, this focused, how does that feel? Like, do you feel like, even since you've moved to Hollywood, do you feel that much closer, to getting someone to record your music? I mean, well, what does it feel like in your life now? Do you have excitement every morning when you wake up?
Yeah, I mean, every day I wake up, I tell myself, what are you going to do to become one of those Hollywood stars? What are you going to do? And the answer is write music. So, okay, what type of music are you going to write? Okay, that type of music, how are you going to produce it? Okay, how are you going to distribute it? Who are you going to meet? These are the same questions I ask myself every day, so I guess the answer is repetition. I'm just saying, repetition.
Well, then a big question is, even though you want other people to record your music, do you still want to pursue being a singer and market your own CDs, your own, digital songs?
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to do both.
And for, like, your next single, are you just going to be doing singles, or, are you creating, a full album of material? How's that looking for you?
I wanted to create an album, but I'm going to be doing singles. My next single is Who Got the Bands. That'll be dropping Halloween. Who Got the Bands.
Cool title. Where did that... Yeah, so what's that song about? Where does that title come from?
All right, so Who Got the Bands is like from New York City. When somebody asks you who got the bands, or that's asking like who got the money, who has the most money. So when I ask people who got the bands, the answer is me, Swigga Geovanni.
Nice.
So it's kind of, it's a club party song, strip club song.
Do you envision like a music video for this song?
Oh, all of my songs, I envision movies. Like, all of my songs that I produce and I create, like the video for Daddy Me Love You, I'm going to be the one directing that video.
Well, I would think in Hollywood, even if you're directing it, you can find lots of people to help you make it, since you're in the filmmaking capital of the world now.
Yeah. What I'm going to be doing is working with legends and greats in my eyes, but at the end, I'm going to have the final say. I have to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. How do you convince people to help you with your video? You got to have a lot of hustle in Hollywood, just like you do everywhere. But how do you get people like say, hey, I've got this great song, I want to make a video. Hey, do you want to crew with me? Do you want to help me on the set? How do you convince people when there's so much going on?
You got to give them a salary. Everybody has something to do, so the only way you could fit into somebody's schedule is by paying for their time, because time is valuable, and I realize time is valuable, and so is my music. So I have to, reciprocate that same love to other artists out there. So that's easy. I'm just gonna, find a good budget and have them help me.
Mm-hmm. So for an artist right now putting out a new song, so when you're out, a new song comes out next month, where do you promote it nowadays? Is it just internet radio? I mean, how do you approach this now?
The way I promote is by like social media platforms. What I do right now, I stopped since I've moved to the West Coast, but I'm gonna restart now since the single's out and continue. Every night in New York City from midnight to 4 a.m., I'll be live on my Facebook, DJing, playing other music, other songs. So.
I saw that, and what's interesting, you have really long sets. You don't just do it for 10 or 15 minutes. You're there for a couple hours.
I'm there for 4 hours. Yo, let me tell you something, Kelly. I go through probably 2,000 songs just to get about 20 good songs. And that's I'm probably being far-fetched. It's probably like 3 or 5. And then I play it every night. I play the same songs on my station every night like a radio, bro. And they love it. And then when new artists want to put their songs on there, all right, cool. Just follow my Instagram, comment on 3 videos, comment on this, and then I'll play your song. Cross promotion. I'm doing everything by myself, so I have to think.
Well, it's really cool that you're embracing that, because I think a lot of people have heard that you can do it, but they don't know quite how. So how exactly does that work when you do that live? I mean, you're on camera when you do it.
Yeah, you're on camera, and you have to know what you're doing on camera. You can't just go live and say, all right, I'm going to go live. You got to plan it. Proper planning prevents piss-poor performance. I learned that. So you plan what you're going to do on there, and even if it's one person that's on there, even if it's 2 or 3, you make sure, you grasp their attention. You show them love. You interact. And that's how it grows.
Now, in this format, is this something where people can actually post comments while you're doing this?
Yes, sir.
So do you have like an interaction with people?
Of course. There's some times where I won't even talk on my station. I'll just interact via comments.
And what's been some of the most meaningful interaction you've had through that?
I've met a videographer through that. Oh, and I got through that Facebook live show, I got booked to DJ for a convention. That was my first DJ gig, and I charged her $400, and she said okay.
Nice.
Yeah, through that.
So for people listening to this, not only being into your music, but there's so many aspiring musicians, singers, songwriters. What's a couple of just golden nuggets you could give them? Like your best advice for someone who wants to get up, even to the level that you're at now. They're just starting out. They want to do what you're doing.
Okay. Jeez, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie, Kelly. These are some good ass questions, man.
We've already given one really good piece of advice, which is the focus part.
Yeah, the focus. All right, and okay, I got it. Thanks for helping me. after focus, you need discipline. So if you're an aspiring musician and you want to be a star, you got to research stars. You got to research their lifestyles. You got to research their interviews. You got to research what they do and don't. I just watched that Bill Gates interview inside Bill's head. Did you see that, Kelly?
No.
You got to watch.
But I will when we're done here, though.
Yo, this guy's reinventing the toilet bowl without any plumbing system.
Wow.
I'm telling you, bro.
So it sounds like you're not just researching music, but you're researching business, technology, what's going on in the world, everything.
That's because music is research, business, and technology. Music is what runs the world. Like, everywhere you go, there's music there. Oh, you want to know what else I did, Kelly, in Brooklyn? I made jingles for people's businesses.
Nice.
Yeah, music runs the world. Like you gotta know the world.
So when you do the jingles, a jingle is basically a hook, right?
And that's how I started. Yeah, you're smart. You're a genius, Kelly. I didn't even know that's how I started hooks, but that's really how I started hooks, by these jingles.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, it's cool.
And when you write for a client, that teaches you your discipline.
And you see, and that's. Can I give you one more nugget?
Oh, absolutely.
You have to make or create a goal. Now, here's what artists do wrong all the time. I'm on Instagram, and they're just putting out music with no project. And that is how artists fail and give up on themselves. You have to create a hype. If you look on my page, and this is a secret gem. I don't even want to reveal this, but this is a secret gem right here, man. I hope this is not live. This is between me and Kelly. So what I did on my page was I created a Google ad looking for actresses and models for my music video.
Mm-hmm.
That shit went live, and there's rules on how to apply for my for my music video. And the rules are all cross-promotion. Like, if you look on my page, I got 7,000 followers, and that's just because people are clicking on the ad. Yeah, people are clicking on the ad. People want to model. People want to act and they want to be in the video. So I have to put them in the video, and, you know what I'm saying, I have to really choose by it, but that's what's building my hype, too. You know what I'm saying? It's just building it.
Well, as part of this, be careful what you ask for. You just might get it.
No, well, I already prepared that because once the workload comes, I already have a team ready to help me.
So, and how are you at, like, putting a team together? Do you have other people that are there to help you? Like, say you put this out there and you get 100, models that want to be in your video. What do you then do? Who helps you organize? You have to have a little team together, it sounds like.
So, I like to come off the whim. Like, I like to work under pressure. Even though that's not good, I like to do that. But one of the things I'll do, I'll contact a modeling agency and let them know my problem and have them help me.
Mhm.
So
you're out there. Because a lot of people, they're in the mindset, we got to cut corners, we got to get everything for free. It sounds like you jumped to the level, you're a professional, so you're going to go to the other professionals, let them do what they do best, so you can do what you do best.
Exactly. And that's how easy life is.
Do you think a lot of young musicians they're in that mindset of always having to cut corners? How do you make that leap to become a professional?
I'm a little different. I was lucky and fortunate enough to have my dad. You know what I'm saying? But I never met my mother. I don't know my real mother. I don't know my biological mother. You dig what I'm saying? She's alive. I know that much. But being that I was working in the real estate industry since 14 years old, I just apply that same thing to music and life. And it is the same blueprint. The only difference is I'm not selling houses anymore. I'm selling CDs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that comes
so
through your discipline, your business sense.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's easy for young musicians, but they have to, before they learn, they already know how to do music because they're artists, they're natural. They have to study, they have to learn how to run a business, and it's not a specific business. All young artists must, it is a requirement that they know how to run a business. They need to know the proper functions and they need to know the dynamic, not even the dynamic. They just need to know they just need to have a to-do list. Like I spoke to an artist this morning. She's not even like registered as under any licenses company like ASCAP or BMI. So if I wanted her on a feature, like it would just be confusing. I'll have to claim 100% and then pay her out of my money. And then you know what I'm saying? Like it's just too much. Like you don't even want to deal with artists if their business sense is not even there yet. So I've been registered to ASCAP since 2005.
Okay. Well, we're going to wrap up in a bit. I got one or two more questions, but before then, I want to make sure everyone knows how to find you online, and the best place is either your website, where to buy your music.
Yeah.
So where should people go to?
You could just Google Swigga Geovanni. Just Google that name. Just go to Google.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go to Google and type in Swigga Geovanni, and I'll be everywhere.
And for people, because you spell Geovanni a little bit differently. It's G-E-O.
Yeah, G-E-O, because I consider myself very geographical. So I'm Swigga Geographical Geovanni. Swigga Geovanni. S-W-I-G-G-A-G-E-O-V as in violin, A-N-N-I.
Well, I think that'll be my last question. You have such a memorable name. How important is it to have a memorable name? Because there's a million people doing what you're doing, but there's only one Swigga Geovanni. That's a memorable name.
Yeah, that's a memorable name. But it's not really important to have a memorable name. It's more important to leave a memorable print. And everybody will, run to you, gravitate towards your name. There's so many Michaels in the world. My name is Max Michael. This is Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, like Michael Bolton. Like there's so many Michaels. So it's not that important to have a name. It's more important to, leave a legacy behind. Like I don't think you're a real man until you have at least 5 legacies you leave behind. Then you could be a man. So yeah, that's it though.
Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you. I'm definitely going to listen to your new single when it drops in October. Is that going to be on Halloween? And the name? Near Halloween. And what's the name of it again, the new one coming out?
It's WGTB. Who Got the Band?
All right. I'm going to hear it, and I'm going to predict great things for you in Hollywood, Swigga. So really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me today.
Yeah, I like that, man. The pleasure's all mine, man.